When I sat down at my computer this morning, one of the last things that I thought I'd be making a video on is this topic. Especially because it brings out a rage within me that can get out of hand. I could have been editing down clips from my gaming session this past weekend, but here I am. Before this video starts, I have a couple of massive shoutouts to make. Firstly, thank you all for the nearly 400 subs. I promise to you all that content will become more regular and more high quality in the near future. And another massive thank you / shout out goes to Litterheart on Discord for buying me this brand new mic that I'm using right now, and also Ableton Suite with videos coming out with content around that soonish. So hopefully you guys are all looking forward to that. Now, once we make it to the big 500, I will be making an in-depth tutorial on making custom menus in Yoshi Crafter Engine. So now, without further ado, let's get on to the video. To start, I need to make one thing clear. Leaking and teasing are two very different things. Leaking in games is when a person gains possession of an early build of a game or mod or whatnot, and then proceeds to redistribute it for other people. Teasing is something done by whenever a dev team is making said game / mod and involves showing a piece of it to the public. This is normal and actually a really good strategy for building hype around a project. Leaking, on the other hand, has many consequences, as you will see, and can even ruin the production of a project. For now, I'm going to start on the general things that leaking can bring to a project before I go into detail of a few leaks that happened while I was in some dev teams. Leaking is not sharing a stable or finished product around. That would be classified as publishing, which is also done by the dev team. Leaking instead shows a product that is not finished and most likely has issues or bugs that will be ironed out before the published build releases. This also creates an issue of public perception on a project, as many people don't realize that certain issues can be fixed and jump to the conclusion that a mod is bad simply based off of a buggy leaked build. I could get into much more regarding the general harm that leaking mods does to dev teams and the mod itself, but I don't want this video to be overly long, and you're gonna very much see it in these next few examples. Next, I'm going to go into detail about a few experiences that I've had with leaking and some other major leaks that have had a major effect on the community. When I was coding for the mod Flippy Flipout, we had an incident of an older dev build being leaked for the public to play and criticize. This build was leaked by a former member of the team, to my knowledge, in some kind of revenge plot, as I find that a lot of these leaks really are. Being the new lead programmer at the time, I was accused of the mod being very unsatisfactory and buggy, when I hadn't even worked on the build at all. This caused a lot of people from the team to leave, started a ton of drama within the mod, and delayed the entire project for possibly up to months. See what I mean when I say that leaking builds causes entire mods to basically fall apart? Another mod that this happened in was the Purgatorium mod, and it happened in a very similar way to the Flippy leak. In both cases, a person who either was a former or current dev member leaked a build to get back at a person within the dev team. This disgusted me, knowing how much work went into both of these mods to be lost over such a petty little personal argument between two members. Now I want to discuss three of the most prominent mod leaks that I deal with and rant about really on a daily basis. The first one is the leaked Hypnotized Lullaby build. I've been seeing people playing and porting this specific one a lot, and I always lose my mind whenever I see it, because the reality is that it's not finished, it's not a teaser, and there's several mods that get released every single day that people could instead port. This has, to my knowledge, also created a mess within the dev team as well, and this is brutal. Honestly, why can't people just wait a bit longer for some finished and completely polished product to come out instead of expecting devs to slave their lives away to make an FNF mod and trash their mental health in the meantime? Have a bit more consideration for the big names. They struggle, just like the rest of us. Leaks can also be malicious. which brings us to the Sonic.exe 3.0 mod leak. With this build, all that it does is reveal your IP with a screen while starting up the mod. If you happen to be streaming while playing this, then many people would be able to track you down, and that is a very scary thought. Just wait for the mod to come out. The dev team put tons of work into every song, which is why these mods are so big and polished. They shouldn't have to be rushed to get a product of that magnitude out. Finally, week 8 for the official FNF being leaked. I don't even have the words for this. This is just straight up so brutal that the main game itself would be leaked. And this is actually forcing the FNF devs to work even harder for even longer to get a product out that is actually going to impress the community. I applaud them on one hand for doing this, but on the other hand, the leaking of mods just needs to stop. So many mods have fallen apart either due to leaking or drama or whatever. It sickens me to my core to know that with as many mods as we have in this community, the people are still being impatient and straight up rude to all of the devs that work their lives away making these mods. Let's try to keep modding for FNF fun and respect everyone for what they make, as long as it's original. Have more respect, guys. Thank you all for listening. Let me know what you thought of this video, and if this gets enough likes or subs, I'll definitely do another one. I just want to make this community a better place for everyone, because I remember a time when I joined where everyone was respected with the highest regard, even if you weren't talented in the slightest. Come join my community server as well, where we will have lots going on, including possibly being in my gaming compilations. Once again, thank you guys for listening to me rant about this. If you want to see more, just let me know. I'll gladly make more. And without further ado, have a wonderful day.